Oh, here we go. We're having a good time. This is Pete and John.
Yeah.
We're here for NFL episode 4.
Week 10.
Week 10, episode 4. And if you're not familiar with Dream Warriors podcast, we do everything geek, and now we just do sports and football. And now we do wrestling with even episode 95 and 101. John hasn't been talking football with us since September 28th. So it's been a while, but it's also because we did the 31 Days of Dread, where I locked myself in the Dream Warrior studio and did one horror movie a day for the entire month of October in celebration of Halloween. But you know what? Now it's we're marching towards February.
Dude, you were in go mode with that.
I was
contacting you, and like your schedule becomes so erratic. Like I know you were zoned in. And it's like, dude, I'm never gonna get a hold of them.
Yeah, everything came down to 2 weekends where I did 8 movies in 2 days, and that freed up 2 weeks. Like that was the motivation. I said if I sacrifice now, I can get into like next Monday.
Yeah, but like, even when we were talking earlier tonight at dinner, you were saying about you were watching multiple movies in a day, recording an episode.
Yeah, so it was if I did 4 movies a day, that's 8 hours, 2 hours of recording. So and like almost like an hour like downtime, like because like you can't just keep recording. You have to give yourself a little break.
Sure.
So we can just say like relatively 11-hour stretch of just like keeping yourself awake, like going, it's trying to stay fresh. But hey, let's just hit that music, long intro, and let's just get to it. Okay, we're back. And look, for any of you not familiar with Dream Warriors, we're like a bootstrap group here. We have contributors. We have a cat, Diamond Dallas Cat, on Instagram. Make sure you follow him and interact with his account because we're trying to get a sponsor for our cat litter, but then we're also trying to get sponsorship for us. So we need your support. So we need comments, subscriptions. You can find us on nearly every single podcast network available. And if you're listening to us on SoundCloud, there's a link for you to donate. You can say fund this show. You click on that link, that brings you to my Patreon, where you can just give $5 a month. And so when I have people over here like John, I can buy them some pizza and show them up and make them come back. But no, the money gained will be used to travel, to go to conventions, to get better guests, to move forward, better technology. If you don't like the sound of my voice, it's because I'm using a crappy microphone, so you gotta help me buy one. So hook it up. John's laughing. He's making me break character. But look, follow us. AKAPAD 13 on Instagram and Facebook. AKAPAD on the Snapchat, where we do one original theme a day, and Instagram. And there's always AKAPAD.com. And one last time, Diamond Dallas Cat on Instagram. So here we go. Week 10 NFL.
Week 10.
How's it feel?
So what are your thoughts so far? I mean, I know we discussed
preseason,
and now we're...
I believe the Cowboys have hopefully disappointed me. Usually I'm good with like cherry picking dark horses.
Yeah.
I thought I was...
It wasn't just... You didn't cherry pick them at the beginning of the year. You cherry picked them 2 weeks ago when you texted me, and you're like, "Yo, the Cowboys are the team to beat." And I'm like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah, no, because when we did our original episode, they were my Super Bowl pick. Yeah.
I know, but no. 2 weeks ago, you texted me after they won a game, and you were like on your high, like this.
Yeah,
look at them.
I thought they were going to go on after that Monday night game. I think Troy Aikman said it best. You got to tear that team down and rebuild.
So bad.
And this is John and I just had a bunch of tacos, and during this, I almost like started talking to him, and he cut me off. And the point I wanted to make too was like 2 years ago, they had like the best line in football. Anyone could run on that team. They got a hell of a running back. It looked like they found their next QB.
Their line was so good that people basically mocked them for drafting Ezekiel Elliott, because you're like, why would you waste a high draft pick on a running back when your line is so good anybody can run behind it?
Right. And then look, they had a tight end, they had a wide out, they could put up points, and that's a little bit of like the formula I look for. A good red zone defense, bend doesn't break. Mm-hmm. They can give up points, but if you get out, you get up early. The Cowboys to me had weapons for that. I had no idea that I was living 24 months ago in my mind because after that Monday night game, I was so angry because I hated when I'm like that wrong. When I'm that wrong, I just started I started like rethinking my entire life. I throw out all my junk food. I buy charcoal toothpaste. I subscribe to Cinemax. I start to rethink my life.
But that Monday night game, it's not like it's an even outlier for the season. They've looked that bad on several occasions.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of my fault. I haven't seen much of them, so I don't know. But I guess to continue my thoughts, Final Four is going to be Pats, Chiefs, New Orleans,
Rams.
And the Rams, yeah.
Well, it looks that way now. Who knows? I mean,
well, we got Pittsburgh. I think they can heat up.
Pittsburgh's a wild card. I mean, Philadelphia's been playing better. They blew the game to the Panthers late.
Yeah.
But their offense is starting to click. They added a weapon in Golden Tate.
Golden Tate's one of my guys. He's I like physical receivers.
Yeah. He's a great addition.
So, yeah, and we got to go to the Panthers and the bromances, the Dukes of Hazzard are back. Yeah. Olsen's hot.
That's it.
That's the only thing Cam Newton needs. Cam Newton just needs Greg Olsen.
Well, he can either can throw the ball 50 yards downfield or 10 yards to Olsen. It's all he does.
Right. But no, the Panthers seem to be rocking and rolling. I don't know who else we have. I thought by this point, by week 10, we would have the Jaguars in there.
They're done.
I really surprising.
I told you Houston was going to win that division, and they're in cruise control now. I mean, it would take a big collapse for them to lose it. But my biggest disappointment this year is Minnesota, because that team is full of talent. They were in a title game last year. They added a quarterback in Kirk Cousins. Right?
Yeah,
and their defense is so good, but they keep losing.
Yeah, they don't seem for platitude terms. They don't seem to be playing. But they're also not in games late and lose.
Yeah, it's just a bad team.
Yeah, they're just not playing. I thought Kirk Cousins, but you know what too? Sometimes the adversity of not having a go-to guy helps the team, and you get someone like Kirk Cousins, and you think that they're going to be the final piece, and maybe you didn't need the final piece. Maybe.
But Case Keenum was there. He went to Denver. He's having a mediocre year. Yeah. It's okay, if he was still in Minnesota, would he? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he had good connections and relationships with the receiver in Minnesota. Maybe he was more comfortable there, and he would have been good for that team. But on paper, it looks like bringing Kirk Cousins in is the better move than keeping Case Keenum. Yeah. It's just not working out right now. But how about Oakland? Are they in full 76ers tank mode?
I was just about to say that. What a disappointment!
It's the NFL
the Las Vegas Raiders, and they did all this work to get their guy, to get Gruden.
Yeah, but they also stockpiled. They have 3 first-round picks this year.
Yeah.
They lost Mark Cooper, which I don't think he played the potential there, but. They lost Cooper. Khalil Mack to me, it's a little confusing why you trade Khalil Mack. I understand he's a lot of money, but he's the best defensive player in football. And
scoring defender, too.
You're going to have the number.
Gets the ball.
You're going to have either the number 1 or probably the first overall pick, maybe the second overall pick, right? Because you're going to have your draft pick, and you're as bad as they are.
Yeah.
So what do you do with it? They have David Carr, who's already an established quarterback. I mean, I don't think they're looking at saying, "Wow, we're going to upgrade over David Carr." So then, do you take the best defensive player at number 1 and then say, "Hope he turns into Khalil Mack"? Well, you already had Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
What do you want?
The people were comparing Gruden to Chip Kelly. There was a meme that it was the top of it was Chip Kelly is hey, no one dumps an NFL team like me. And then it's a picture of Tom Gruden with a beer saying, "Hold my beer."
Gruden.
Yeah, John Gruden. Yeah,
but I think the two differences. I think John Gruden's was on purpose. I think this is a plan.
You think this is a?
Yeah, because it became apparent pretty fast.
Yeah, and they do. I agree with you. They are definitely stockpiling picks.
They are
for they need one more piece for that. What that piece is?
They need a lot of pieces.
They need Kevin Costner.
Yeah. The GM.
To play the GM in draft day and to build a team in one draft.
it's so
to get all of their players perfectly. Yeah, look.
Speaking of draft day, Cleveland cleaned house this past week. They fired. I can't remember a time where a coach and an offensive coordinator were fired in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because if you go through a lot of their games, they were they nearly beat Pittsburgh week 1. They were in games.
In a lot of games.
They were in a lot, yeah, and they were fighting. And so, is it to say is there a Hard Knocks curse, or is it just at one time there seemed that Hard Knocks only had losing seasons?
Yeah, but they don't really.
But then but then they did the Rams, and I want to say now the Rams are like an outlier to Hard Knocks. Everyone else,
yeah, but when they did the Rams, Goff was still a rookie. Right?
Yeah,
so he wasn't even really starting. In fact, when you watched,
I think that's when he started week 4, week 5.
Right. So when you watched Hard Knocks, he they made it look like he was this like superstar rookie in practice, but he was really like their number 3 guy on the depth chart until like the season started. He wasn't really as far along as the show made him look.
Yeah.
So that took him 2 years now to get to this point where 2 seasons, and now they're in a 3rd year with him. So now he's maturing well, but I don't know. Like Hard Knocks pick stories, right? They're not going to pick.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not picking the good team.
I just remember, at one time. Well, I think every team is signed to do one, and the same as every team signed to go to Mexico and London. Yeah, it's just like what year it falls on.
I forget the obligations, but there are rules that you can't. It's like you can't be a Hard Knocks team if you have a new head coach, or there's like certain rules.
Okay.
I forget what it is.
Yeah,
I forget.
But I don't know. Like it's.
You remember the Hard Knocks with the Rams was Jeff Fisher. Dude,
it was. Yeah,
dude, it was good.
Yeah, and that's so. Is that the one from the There's that clip of him getting canned, right? That he gets fired in that season.
Did he get fired in that season?
I'm pretty sure because there's a clip of it. How else would there be a clip?
I have to remember
because there's a clip of him like at the table with his offensive defensive coordinator saying this, and he's like, I'm gonna make the announcement to the team today, and then he makes the announcement, and like that's it.
Yeah,
and no more Jeff Fisher
remember.
Day.
Yeah, but
no more Jeff Fisher Day.
Well, that's August 8th.
8-8. But no, I would want to say there is a Hard Knocks curse. I don't think there's been, because even I don't know if the cameras, I guess this is some of my extended ideas that I think the cameras and the environment take away from a team, because can't you make the same argument for All or Nothing? Like All or Nothing, the Amazon Prime doesn't. Right. No one does well post All or Nothing. Like even when they did the Cardinals,
they did the Cardinals, right?
Yeah,
and then Cardinals were a good team then.
They had the magic.
Dude, talk about tanking now. Like they just fell apart.
Dude, ever since Jerry Maguire, I root for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
because the Cardinals came and win the Super Bowl in the Tom Cruise movie. They came and Tom Cruise is in your movie, and you don't even make it to the Super Bowl.
That's funny, man.
Don't the Eagles win? I think the Eagles win in that
I'm not sure.
movie.
It's a good question.
I want to say Ace Ventura or Jerry Maguire predicted the Super Bowl Philadelphia Eagles. Laces out. But okay, so what are some of your other takeaways? Like, where are we? Like, where are you? And because we were kind of I don't know. Like Skip Bayless was saying, Texans could really perform based on the pressure that they can bring. I don't know if I see that.
I don't think their offense is even.
Yeah, I was going to say where are they going to get the points from?
To me, the biggest. I don't want to say I shouldn't be shocked, and nobody should be shocked. And anybody that says they're shocked,
everyone's saying. I know where you're going. Everyone's already saying it.
What?
The Patriots.
No. Oh. I'm saying that with how well the first-year starter and Pat Mahomes is playing in Kansas City, probably. Yeah. Obviously he and Drew Brees are like 1 and 2 for MVP, whoever wins it. But the thing that I'm always surprised with is that Andy Reid, maybe the best quarterbacks coach in NFL history.
Yeah,
never had a quarterback start for him that looked bad ever.
That's true. Yeah, right? Even when he deals with backups
when McNabb would get hurt, he had guys like AJ Feely. Let's just say AJ Feely, right? I mean, fans loved him for like 5 games here. He signs a free agent deal. He goes down to Miami. He can't even start. Right?
Yeah.
He's on the Chargers after that. He can't even make the team.
Yeah.
Like these are guys that had successful stints under Andy Reid. It's like it's everybody that started for him. Look, how about Jeff Garcia at the end of his career?
Yeah.
Comes in here and looks phenomenal for 5-6 games whatever he played.
Yeah. And Philly too. Wait, is Jeff Garcia? No, it's not Jeff Garcia. It's Jim McMahon and Michael Vick. You're just making me think of odd sports trivia. Both had a black visor.
Both had a black visor.
Yeah, because Jim McMahon got his eye poked out and had to protect it.
Jim McMahon wore number 9 though. He wore number 7.
Jim McMahon, BYU.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, like I don't know. Like it just seems like we're again. It's like I feel like we have a Final Four. I don't think we have many bubble teams. Like I don't know. I mean, are we really? Look, the NFC East. I don't know. Like Eagles, can the Eagles get hot? Can like
right now Vegas has. So they have Washington at plus 125 to win a division, and the Eagles at plus 130. So that means Washington is slightly favored over the Eagles.
Yeah.
Right? And then the other two teams are obviously done. But so it's basically a coin flip between Washington and the Eagles.
Yeah,
but they have to play each other. So
Look, and then I guess the similar like the NFC just is like it's look the East seems to be a waste. The North seems to be a waste. Like because we're not trusting the Bears.
No, not at all.
We can't trust the Bears. I mean,
Carolina's a wild card. I don't think that they can. I don't think they're at that level. But they're not a bad football team, so they're capable of beating somebody.
If they get the wild card and then they go to New Orleans, all right, because it'll be bottom top, right?
Well, yeah, but New Orleans and the Rams are going to have buys probably.
Right, that's what I mean. Like
right.
so
week 2 of the
playoffs.
So Carolina may have to play, say, Philadelphia if they win a division.
Okay.
Or they're going to have to play whoever the other division winner is, Chicago or somebody.
Yeah.
Green
I mean,
Bay.
they can. I think they can do. I mean, I don't know. Like,
so Carolina could definitely. I mean, if they play Chicago or something in the first round, they can win that game. Can they upset the Rams on the road? Can they upset?
Yeah, I don't.
The Saints?
That's the thing. I mean, it's going to go. No, I don't think any of these teams can put up enough points to stop Drew Brees or my boy Coop.
Well, I mean, the Rams defense looked so bad in the first half against the Saints. Got a little better in the second half.
Yeah,
but it wasn't great.
No, they were just.
And that Rams defense is full of talent.
Yeah, well, they were hot the last 2 years. So I don't know. Like and then look, we got Patriots, Chiefs, Steelers. We don't care about the AFC South.
That's pretty much it.
Right. I mean, Chargers maybe. Right. I mean.
The
Chargers.
They're going to be a pretty good wild card team.
Yeah, every single year, everyone's expecting the Chargers to do nothing, and this is now like the entire time Drew Brees has been there. Like they're like nothing, and then it's like they just win.
Think about it now. So now is the test for Kansas City, right? So they are phenomenal September and October every year, and in November they hit this like skid each year. It's like a trend. I don't understand what it is. They'll go like 1-3 for November. I really hope they don't because I want to see them go strong into the playoffs.
Yeah,
because I think they're a good team. Their defense is shakier than it's been in years past. That offense is so good.
We got close with Montana, right? KC going all the way.
Like 24
and then we have Super Bowl III.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Thanks, Stram year.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
And look, I would. They're like they're one of the teams that you like. They have errors of being in the mix. They have errors of great talent. KC doing some damage. I would be happy with that. Dude, a KC greatest show in turf Super Bowl. Even though they're wearing their old school helmets with the new uniforms.
So what do you like? Do you like
that kind?
Do you like the white or do you like the yellow?
I like the white. I prefer like the yellow. The yellow's hot.
Yeah, the yellow.
Okay,
the blue and yellow.
The other night they were in the throwback.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they were in the blue and yellow. Yeah. That's cool.
The blue and yellow. I just love the yellow horns. I don't know, man.
But they're messing with the combo because they're using the older helmet with the newer uniforms.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So did they lose the other helmets?
Well, they don't ever lose it.
I mean, like, I don't know. Did someone misplace them?
Well, physically lose it, maybe.
Do they have the guy that was filling the balls of air for New England, handling the helmets in Los Angeles.
Well, the guy was fired. I mean,
yeah,
he got picked up by another team.
They're like, hey, you can't do that for us anymore. But we did get a call. It seems like in L.A. they're looking for a helmet guy, and we told them you were already on your flight, so get out of here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I was kind of look. The North, can the Bengals overcome the Steelers at this point? No.
The Bengal team's soft. Man.
There's an article today too. So they were saying that Hardball's not going to have a job next year for Baltimore.
Yeah, it's been rumored. So that he and Mike McCarthy in Green Bay are rumored both to be on their way out.
Yeah. Well, look, Green Bay. Every year, Green Bay's the hot pick. The
articles I'm reading right now are like Mike McCarthy is the front runner to be the next Cleveland coach, and he's still coaching the Packers.
Cleveland is now interviewing Mike McCarthy indirectly,
like during the game.
Yeah, they're posting questions on their Twitter feed, and not directing it towards anyone.
That's it.
Yeah. So I don't. And then who are we? I'm just going to... Should I scroll through? Let's just hit the news. There's no big news. I mean, look, I guess we have to talk about them. Just real quick, New England. Because I know the Boston Globe had this is where I thought you were going. They had the I should have known article that the Pats are not done and they get better as the year goes on. This is the Boston Globe now saying this. So, I don't know. I thought they looked like trash the other night.
I think that they won the game against Kansas City, and they struggled with the Packers team, which their defense is done. Yeah, like that. I mean, they traded Clinton Dix, who was their best defender in secondary. I mean, and they just. Yeah, I thought the Pats struggled. I mean, they didn't have Gronk, so it's a big deal.
But here's a little bit of that though. They the one thing that New England does that I don't think people really address is like on any side of the ball. These guys make plays, and it's like like the special teams are like always a danger. The defense again, like good in the red zone, the defense will get a turnover or two in the game. Yeah, like they'll have a chance. The defense will have a chance to score. They seem somehow to do that. There's no statistic other than like watching them, but they seem to get plays when they need to in like the course of a season. It's the most amazing thing. And then look, at the end of the day, like I'm not even sure who the heck Brady was throwing to the other night, because Hogan didn't get anything. Edelman only got a few catches.
I know.
Like it's almost like Gordon had a few, but he drops
he had
them.
A nice touchdown though.
Yeah, but it's just like oh my god. So I mean I don't know, like KC New England, right, for championship, and possibly KC.
Certainly looks like it.
If KC sticks to it.
So the other big news today that you didn't address was so Des Bryant signed with the Saints today.
No, did he?
Yeah. So
did he really?
Yeah.
Good for him. Oh my god. See, because here's the thing: the Drew Brees, Peyton Manning Super Bowl is one of my all-time favorite Super Bowls, because that was the one I predicted a run back touchdown, which was not Desmond Howard. I forget who ran it back in the kickoff for that for New Orleans. Not Desmond Howard. Oh my god, I'm getting a total brain fart. But he's had the most like run back, like touchbacks.
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. Yeah, I'm sorry, Devin Hester. Yeah. And look, the onside kick in that game? Yeah, coming out of halftime.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just one of the most exciting, ballsiest Super Bowls ever against a giant, against a that I think that was the Colts team that beat New England in New England late in the game when New England was up by 2 touchdowns coming out of halftime.
Right. So in the title game. Right?
Yeah.
So that was Peyton Manning in like full legend status. And then you had Drew Brees, who was like really coming into his prime. So it's like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
That's how bad that was, right?
And
so Brees was like really coming into his own as a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And it was the time where you're like, all right, this is a good matchup.
And then what happened to me? Look, I think it's completely unfair. And this is this is a lot of it too. It's like I hardly ever agree with anything that the front office does with the players' union when it comes to punishment, but the whole bounty gate thing completely stole. It took about 4 years away from that franchise.
Who was the defensive coordinator that was fired over it? Do you remember?
Hold up. Oh my God. No, I'm not going to say Wade Phillips. No, it wasn't. I know who. What's his name? Ryan came in after, right?
Rex.
But hold. Okay, tell me.
Greg Williams, who is now the interim head coach of the Browns.
Oh, no way. Good. Oh, look at this.
So he worked.
Look, what a deep dive. Oh, you get points for that. I love it.
Worked his way back into being the defensive coordinator for the Browns, and then when they fired Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator, Greg Williams is now the head coach for time being.
And you know what he just needs to do? If he wins 3 games before the season's out, he's got the job next year.
Dude, if he had any balls, he'd post like a bounty list on Twitter.
But no, he'll post a bounty list, but change the first letter of each name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I always felt like that the Saints got a raw deal with that. I thought that the New Orleans had more of a run in them, and I'm so happy to see them back. And with Des Bryant,
this isn't a thing where you talk about like the social aspects of America and football colliding.
Yeah.
Because I think if you asked most football fans with Bountygate, yeah. I don't think they really care.
No.
Right? Like, it was more of a narrative pushed by ESPN. Like, they were uncovering this deep, dark mystery. Right. And it's like, well, he's incentivizing.
It's almost like, how's that any different than on the field? If the guy says, I'm going to get you next time.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying you can't put, it's not good to have a price on somebody's head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But of any sports, it's football, and you expect, it's like almost expected, right? It's not a shocker to me to hear that happens.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, you don't know, even when you see things in real time on the field, you don't know, if that helmet was supposed to go into the knee or not. If the helmet was supposed to smash into the hip.
The game's so fast, it's tough to do that stuff, right? And I would have been fully on board with suspending or firing him if he was paying his players to take dives, but he was paying them to play harder and go after.
And you need a target, right? Look. At the end of the day, if you ever bought the Nintendo system, it came with a game called Duck Hunt.
I thought you were going to talk about NFL Blitz.
No, I love NFL Blitz. But I was going to say, without the targets in Duck Hunt, you don't have much of a game. Nope. If there's no targets, if there's no ducks on your screen, what do you have? But real quick, we'll sign off with this. Okay, we'll wrap up week 10.
Go for it.
Are you, because you just said NFL Blitz? Are you familiar with these 1-Up arcades?
I don't know.
Okay, so 1-Up arcades are their IKEA versions of arcades.
Okay.
And they're they come in a flat box. You make them, LED screen.
But are they games we know?
Well, you know what the highest game of the 1-Up arcades are?
No.
Street Fighter 2, with Street Fighter Championship Edition, Street Fighter Championship Edition Turbo, Street Fighter Championship Edition New Challengers. They retail for about $300. They're available at Walmart, GameStop, just about everywhere, Best Buy, and people are flipping out about this. So here's the thing: people are already trying to predict the next cabinets.
Yeah,
and
I hope it's NBA Jam.
Every people want NBA with Blitz on the same machine.
I want NBA Jam. So
yeah, if they have NBA Jams, I'm getting it for you. I'm probably going to get the Street Fighter to start, but if they get NBA,
I'm looking on that.
It will. Yeah, it's 1-Up arcade.
Yeah.
But hey, everyone, thanks for joining us. Dream Warriors, rock and roll. And what do we have? We're going to, John and I are just real quick, we're going to build into, we're seeing Aquaman, we're going to see Bumblebee. So
we got movies coming up. It's good.
Yeah, within the next month. And then there's more football. And we also have a Todd McFarlane discussion coming. That might be a special edition episode.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we're just going to sit down and for however long it takes, we're going to go into a deep dive on Todd McFarlane. So, hey, I love you. Thanks for joining us, and rock and roll.